GSP discusses the top 3 active fighters that he would like to fight if he returned to MMA.
Well, if I would have to come back and fight today, the 3 current fighters that I would have choose to fight, and I won't because I don't want to come back, but if I would have come back, I would want to be the best, so I would hunt the best guys, maybe Usman, Chimaev, and I don't know who's compete against Khabib if he would still be there, but unfortunately for me and for the fans and everybody, that it's not gonna happen because I'm done and I don't miss it at all.
Jiri Prochazka wants a rematch with Glover Texiera as he was unhappy with his performance. 2 judges had Glover Texiera leading the fight going into the 5th round. Prochazka didn't let the fight reach the final horn, locking in a rear naked choke with less than 30 seconds left in the fight. Regardless, Jiri wants a rematch with Glover so that he can prove to himself and UFC fight fans around the world that he is the true light heavyweight champion. Here's what he had to say.
Hello everybody, I wish you a great day, and I may decide for next fight, and I want to fight Glover the next fight, not because it will be another big fight, but just one reason: my performance was bad in first fight, and I will show you why I'm the champion. Clearly, decisively. And I think Glover deserves it. So here's the offer. I will show you why I'm the champion.
Rashad Evans discusses the ideal opponent for Jon Jones. Jon is looking to make his long-awaited return to the UFC, coming back into the heavyweight division.
I want to see Jon Jones come in there against somebody who's been almost not as active as he is. I mean, Stipe would be a great fight for him to come into. I think that he can't go in there with somebody, well, he can, but I would rather see him go in there with somebody who's been not as active as he is, because if you go in there with a guy who's like Romanov or Tom Aspinall or one of those guys who's been active, it may be a problem for Jon Jones. You know, not saying that he can't surpass that challenge, but at the same time, it's a different kind of fight when you're fighting somebody who's active, because the game changes so fast and there's all these different nuances in there. And not for nothing, being in the octagon after you haven't been there for a long time, it does feel a little weird, you know? So it takes some time to get used to him. Going against somebody like Stipe, who's a little bit slower, who's had those wars in there, and he can capitalize off the damage that he already has.
Tough 29 winner Ricky Turcios talks about being compared to Tony Ferguson. Here's what he had to say.
Yeah, and you know, when the fans say that one, you know, I just say, I humbly say, you know, I appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? For real, because Tony Ferguson, he a legend. They probably were saying that because they were seeing the grappling and the cardio and the elbows and whatever, you know what I'm saying? So, hey, I'll take it, and I appreciate the fans for that one, you know what I'm saying? For real. And obviously, Ferguson, he is an inspiration, so yeah, I did get some of those moves from Tony Ferguson. A lot of them, you know what I'm saying? I did get them from Tony, watching him when I was growing up.
Isreal Adesanya talks about the UFC wanting to make the fight with Alex Pereira as soon as possible. Here's what he had to say.
Talk about Pereira. I'm honestly, man, they keep saying like, oh, it's too fast, it's too fast. I'm like, they know what they're doing. They're pushing him so he can get that fight with me. And I'm like, cool, I welcome it. Yeah. I look forward to this, because one thing is people don't realize, because we live in the TikTok era where the attention span is that. So no one's gonna take their time to go watch the first fight or the second fight and see what actually happened. All they see is the finish, the knockout. And it was a beautiful story for him as well. First round, I whooped his. When you look, if you remember UFC 92, Rampage Jackson versus Wanderlei Silva, Wanderlei f***ed him up twice in Japan. Badly, through the ropes, f***ed him up. And in UFC 92, Rampage just blew him out the water. And he who laughs last, laughs best. So that's the thing, I can't wait. This is like, I like the arc in my story. Like, this is, you know, like an anime, like a hentai. It's like, this is the, shut the fuck up, right?
No, I love it.
I love a good flashback. I'll have, yeah, the storyline. Yeah, I'll have a flashback about when I got knocked down. Like, damn. And training montage. And then rise up and then fuck him up and then scream in his face. I don't think you understand how many times I've visualized this, and I know exactly what I'm gonna do as well. Even if the referee tries to take me off him, I'm gonna tell him, let me have my moment. This is my moment. They can't take me off him. I'm just gonna stand there and just own it. Ooh. Anyway, carry on.
Sean O'Malley posts a video to Instagram making fun of his eye poke on Pedro Munhoz. Here's what he had to say.
July 14th. Here with my training partner, Peter Yan. We're just going to show you guys basic 1-2s. It's just what we like to do. First of all, hands up. 2, bring your hands back to your face. And if you want, you can stand. 2, make sure you guys, when you punch and bring your hands back, don't extend your fingers. Always keep your hands closed or hands straight up, never out again. 2, 2, hands back, fingers closed. Thanks guys, thanks my friend Peter.
Jalin Turner speaks on his rapid career progression and moving up through the UFC lightweight rankings.
Man, honestly, it all depends on who they get me next. You know, I feel like if I beat one of these, like one of the older heads in the game, I think I'm pretty much knocking on the door. You know, I've already made 5 statements this far. You know, just need one more. I keep telling myself, just one more, just one more. Just the next fight is it. The next fight is it. It's gonna open even more doors. So, yeah, man, it's next fight, dude. Next fight, we're gonna be knocking on big doors, and you know, depending on who it is, we might get that title shot a bit sooner than expected.
Damn. When was it expected? Like originally, before all of this, when were you thinking?
Man, I got with my coach. I got a new coach in my corner, and we had set like a 2-year plan. Like a little further out than that, about a 2-year plan of just pure training and dedication with him, just to like get me prepped and ready for the top, and you know who's gonna be up there grappling wise. And yeah, man, his timeline just got cut in half right now, especially with that finish. You know, maybe if it was a competitive fight, you know, it would have been, I would have had a little bit more time. But now I'm like, shoot, like we're racing.
Michelle Waterson speaks on her upcoming fight with Amanda Lemos. In an interview with MMA Junkie Radio, she said, "She likes to stand and bang. I've been fighting nothing but killers. So we're both jockeying for position. The strawweight division is up in the air right now after Carla Esparza was able to defeat Rose Namajunas, so there's a lot of opportunity and all of us see it. We're chomping at the bit. I feel like the strawweight division is one of the most stacked divisions on the female roster, and so you have to look out for everybody really. I would say from number 1 to number 15, Weili Zhang got to the championship super fast, and it's because we're all super hungry. So you just have to make sure you're paying attention to everybody on the roster. But that's been kind of the story of my journey since I've been with the UFC. I've fought nothing but killers, all top 10 fighters every single time, and I embrace it. I embrace the challenge. I freaking love it. That's why I fight." Ian Garry reacts to the praise he received from Conor McGregor. He hopes one day to share a card with the Irish legend. In speaking with the MMA Hour, here's what he had to say. "It's obviously phenomenal. No matter what he says about me or anything to do with my career, it's always going to be amazing. I mean, I got a tattoo on my arm because of the guy, to symbolize the whole weekend. To have the guy who's done more than anyone to build this sport, he's changed MMA. He's brought more eyes to the sport. He holds all the records and pay-per-views. At weigh-ins, having 15,000 people at a weigh-in just to watch a guy stand on a scale is ridiculous. But to have him say something like that in regards to me is phenomenal. And he's not wrong. I am going to be a champion, and it is inevitable. I know that. And the fact that even he's seen that now, it's awesome. It means everybody else has to see it too. And I know how good I am. And I know how good my potential is. I'm going to get there." That's it for your MMA Rush recap. Make sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon so that you stay up to date with the latest MMA news.